Hey everyone, Aaron here. Just a quick warning, this was recorded a couple days before BlizzCon. A lot of the things that we thought were for sure predictions have been deconfirmed by today's opening ceremony. So just listen for our nice voices and opinions, okay? Enjoy the episode. Good evening, boys and ghouls! Spooky Aaron here to welcome you to the Do Not Relent 2019 Spooktacular! Get ready for an even 45 minutes to an hour of frights, spooks, and just a lot of talking about BlizzCon. It's heavily BlizzCon based. We hardly even talk about the game. It is just the convention, which some of you are at. Thank you for listening. Just Spooky Aaron out. Woo!
Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Straight out of the Scarlet Halls in fucking Blizzcon bound, motherfucker! I'm Slidewhistle.
I am Immunization.
And I'm Aaron, and I've got the pizza rolls ready to watch my computer screen in my pajamas.
Ooh, what flavor rolls? You got pepperoni, combination, only cheese?
It's like a bacon cheesy. It's real good. I mean, like for like a pizza roll. So like in the general food scale, it's kind of in the middle. But for the pizza rolls, it's real good.
I always forget bacon cheesy even exists as a pizza roll. Because I feel like I just grab pepperoni and combo like right away.
I mean, that's like the tried and true staple. I had to dig deep in my local CVS to get the pizza rolls out of the back of the freezer.
Oh, you know what I just imagine? I imagine like shrimp pizza rolls. How awful would that be?
Or amazing. That's how I'm gonna afford a ticket for next year. I'm gonna patent shrimp pizza rolls. TM.
Wait, that kind of reminds me. What is your go-to ramen noodle pack? Like, which one do you like the most?
I have actually only ever had ramen once in my entire life. When it came to college snacks, when like you're poor and you can only have one type of food, I opted, as both of you very well know, for mac and cheese. I never had ramen.
Well, okay. Well, the only answer is chicken.
Well, I will agree that when I ate meat, I would have the chicken one. Now I guess I have one of the, like, I forget which one's the official vegetarian one, but there are a few of them.
I know somebody who swears by the shrimp one, and I can't talk to them anymore. That's so gross.
So, Mom, you're not getting a card for your 52nd birthday, because fuck you and your shrimp ramen.
All right, well, we are so close to BlizzCon. I can't believe it. We are literally flying out tomorrow at what, like 1?
By the time that this is reaching the lovely viewers or listeners' ears, it is today.
Yeah, BlizzCon is happening right now, apparently, like, as of you guys are listening to this. Slide and I will be there.
Finally. I guess we could just start with what we did in WoW, and then we'll talk about... I just want to talk a lot about BlizzCon. I just want to go into, like, dig deep into it. But I guess first we'll just do the usual. All right, Aaron, what was your week in WoW like this week?
This week in WoW, I was playing all manner of things, plus getting ready to move IRL, so I immediately had less time for WoW. But, you know, I got in there. I killed some Horde. I did my dailies. I did my homework. I'm so tantalizingly close to getting neck level 70, in which case I can just
then
get, like,
you can get that cash money.
I was going to say that I can get 500 smackers every 4 hours. But
Cha-ching!
it was a very, like, move the ball 1 yard down the field kind of week for me. Not a super amount happened, but I'm content. Immune, what did you do in this wonderful World of Warcraft?
I will admit I did not play as much WoW as I normally do. I got really addicted to playing Earthbound for the first time, so I literally spent like several days only playing Earthbound.
Fucking finally.
Did you love that part where Pokey's mom beats him and you get to hear the domestic abuse from the other side of the room?
Yeah, and then like, okay, so first off, right at the beginning, like when he's like, "Yeah, Alex, we're best friends, right?" And I'm just like, "No."
Oh,
And I'm,
I have to know what was your favorite food? What's your PK?
oh, I made my PK White Claws. So White Claws didn't fit. So I used PK Claws.
The Claw's Law.
just popping open a fresh can in front of the aliens. Oh no! Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, so in addition to Earthbound, I did all, as Aaron said, all my like normal daily things, killed some horde, did my like I guess my emissaries for gold now, which is nice, and then Slide and I got out a Mythic Plus last night, and that was kind of fun. But Slide, how about you?
Pretty much the same. I feel like there's so many games right now dominating my sphere of influence. I've been playing a lot of Outer Worlds. Love this game so much. It's so good. Reminds me of Fallout New Vegas. It made my PP hard. But in WoW, I've been kind of just going through the motions. I kind of made the conscious decision to play a little less Warcraft because I know once BlizzCon happens, I'm going to
It's
only
gonna be
play Warcraft.
it's gonna be
for like
exclusively
20
that. You
Yeah, so I was like, I should
really
play other
enjoy
games.
Outerlands for like the next day that you can play it because that boy is going to disappear when you return from
Yeah.
Anaheim.
I'm so worried about that because it's so fun, but I know they're gonna announce some crazy shit. Just kind of going through the motions, a lot of war mode, just kind of just picking fights with people in the wild, just being that guy. I've been doing the multi-box thing on my priest a little bit. I feel so fucking dirty being a dirty
Ooh.
multi-boxer. Aquaria, the disc priest is now level 37. Small progress here and there. It feels so much better than leveling in classic, which I completely abandoned my poor old man priest, and I feel so sad for him. He's just hanging out there in classic waiting for me to come back, but I don't think I'm gonna come back to that man.
This is a side tangent, but did you know on the Blizzard boards you can log in as your classic characters, and it actually has like their polygonal 2005 face as the avatar?
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah,
I
they
actually
like
love that.
they like to come in conversations and just be like, "This isn't a problem we're having over here," and it's like, "Go back to your boards."
Get the fuck out of here.
They totally would do that though. That's like their personality type.
Yeah, as Immune said, we ran that. We just ran like a Mythic 11 freehold because we were like, oh, I was like, I don't really want to run a key today. I don't really feel like it. And then I was like, fuck, like I have to run a key because if we don't run this key, think about it, like BlizzCon's gonna be basically the entire week, so we're not gonna be able to play much WoW to get that key in and get that chest in. And it was probably one of the smoothest keys we ran in a long time. Like we crushed that freehold.
Yeah, it definitely did not feel like an 11. Not that like 11 is the highest we do nowadays, but it was pretty easy. We like one starred it, I guess, which like isn't the best, but we died a few times. But overall, it's pretty easy.
Well, the
Congratulations.
the didn't really hurt us that much because it's teaming and volcanic. So like we could just kill them with no consequences, just straight up just murdering, and we had so much AOE. So that's cool.
So to talk about raid progress, we decided that this was our last week, like relatively just like raiding. Like, oh god, on my neck.
What?
I turned my neck to see what that noise was outside, and I like hurt my neck.
Oh, can you not
Oh
hurt yourself with
no!
this, Scott? Please don't do that.
Immune's ticket is gone because he cracked his neck. Now Aaron gets to go. Dun, 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 dun.
So, as I was saying, we have ended our normal raid schedule, and we last week just decided to do mount achievements in other raids. So we did Glory of the Argus Raider.
Yeah, we decided to jump around to one that we knew people hadn't done, and I guess has a cool mount. I don't really know how we decided to do Argus. It was just kind of like dartboarding.
Yeah, I think it was just like cool mount. Who doesn't have it? Most of us don't have it, so let's do it. And it's nice being on break because I was getting a little tired of seeing the inside of Eternal Palace, so not having to go in there. It kind of makes you wonder though, like tonight, are we gonna do anything with the guild today? Like, in
Are we
40
even
minutes?
are we even doing anything with the guild? I
I
thought
don't
I was
know.
just gonna play like Dragon Quest on my bed again.
You know, I have a feeling like we will go in, we'll check, and there won't really be anyone else online, and maybe like a group of us do like a battleground and then call it a night.
We'll see. It should be interesting. But yeah, this break very nice. What's also nice is that everyone's gonna come back after BlizzCon. I'm assuming as usual, as clockwork, because we've had the guild's been so dead recently that I'm hoping that all these BlizzCon announcements will revitalize us and bring us back to our full strength.
Or maybe it won't, and then it will just be us and like 6 raiders, which is my
That's
prediction.
probably what's gonna happen. Ugh.
Well,
Well,
you know, everyone will be back in like the next raid whenever that drops, and they'll be there for what, 3 weeks and then leave again.
The classic rotation. Oh wow, we have a full raid team. We have 30 people ready to raid. All right. 2 weeks later. Oh wow, 10 people. Cool.
But enough about what we did. I want to hear about what's happening right now. Let's talk about a Blizzard convention.
Yes, BlizzCon. So we're obviously going to talk about other things other than Warcraft because BlizzCon is so much more than just WoW. And
Says
it's
you.
gonna be hype.
This is a no StarCraft discussion. I don't think there was
No,
anything that we're going
no.
to talk about to begin with, but it's no StarCraft.
I'm excited. I think I'm gonna go to the arena and I'm gonna watch StarCraft. I want to see some StarCraft tournaments. That shit's crazy. Because last year the first like non-Korean winner in like whatever won.
Yeah, and at least Andrew and I saw it. Were you there to see this occurrence, Slide?
No, I don't know what I was doing. I think
You
I
were
was in
drunk
line.
in a chair. You texted. You were like, I'm fucking drinking. And Will's like, oh, like on my way. And then Andrew was like, we watched StarCraft. You're like, I fucking miss StarCraft. But I don't remember you doing anything. You were just drunk in a chair.
I think I was probably upstairs pin trading, if I'm honest. If I was
More-
just in
more
line
than
getting those
likely.
Pins.
I will say, you always take advantage of like the more mundane things. Like it's like there's an Overwatch photo out by the bathroom, and I'm like, who's gonna do that? And then you send me a text like, I'm doing that.
You got to. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. How many McCrees are by the bathroom? Not many.
So, in addition to lack of StarCraft updates, I feel like there will also probably not be a whole lot of HOTS updates that anyone cares about. Sorry, listeners. I don't know we are an official HOTS podcast as much as we'd like to talk about them.
We have gone and played it exactly one more time since the last time we talked about it. It was good, and then I left, and then we were done.
Oh, maybe we can play that again today. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, maybe we can do that and then
yeah.
have an awful time and truly never come back.
I feel like HOTS players kind of expect this, though. Like, I don't think anyone's expecting, I think they're kind of at peace with it at this point. They kind of have to be, right? Because, like, it's just not going to happen. And they announced Deathwing before BlizzCon, which either means they have more news for it at BlizzCon, probably not, or they just wanted to get it out of the way so they didn't have to do it at BlizzCon, without a cinematic or whatever.
Yeah, because I feel like they have definitely depleted their resources that they're putting into HOTS, so I feel like there probably won't be much else announced.
Yeah, that's probably fair, honestly.
Which one do we want to talk about next? I feel like we're getting to the interesting ones now.
Yeah, we're slowly climbing the ladder of games that we personally care about.
Things that I've purchased. Dun, 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 dun.
I mean,
Well-
to be fair, I am a StarCraft 2v2 silver player, so maybe that should have gone after HOTS because I'm a professional.
I mean, honestly, we forgot about HOTS. That's why that was second.
I'll have you know that I am a Grand Marshal in the new Modern Warfare. It's in the Blizzard launcher, so it's a Blizzard game.
Okay, yes, officer, right over here. This Aaron, please get him out of here.
Grab this man.
Come on, Captain Price, let's go.
Oh no. You know what's funny? Some people are actually speculating that Call of Duty will be talked about at BlizzCon, and they just absolutely cannot do that. They mentioned Destiny 2 when we were at the ceremonies, and people were booing the TV screen for Destiny 2, and the man literally said, "Everybody here at BlizzCon gets a free copy of Destiny 2." after we just booed him. He got booed.
Oh no!
Well, yeah, no, like the crowd. He's like, "Here, everyone gets free Destiny." Boo! But like, I think it was also because it was on the heels of the whole like, "Don't you guys have phones?" thing.
I think it was before. I think it was actually before that, which makes it even crazier. Because I'm pretty sure that this guy, because you know how normally for the opening ceremony it's like, hey, we're on stage here with this. This guy I think was in a video presentation like before the ceremony even began. So maybe it's his fault that the Diablo guys got booed. Everyone was mad about getting Destiny 2.
No, but Nathan Fillion's guy dies. Isn't that? Don't you guys care about that one? As like someone is like ripping a television off of the wall.
So what? I guess Hearthstone will be next. Have you guys seen the trailer? It's like a minute long.
I see no Hearthstone material.
Yeah, and I've also like decided that I have given up caring about Hearthstone. It's the last one that I feel like I'll come back to eventually after everything that happened.
Well, let me talk about Hearthstone because I played it on the train sometimes on the way home from work. So we got a trailer that was what is her name? Madame Lazuli, Madame Lazala, Madame Lasagna, we'll call her. She's the troll witch lady who people think is like void controlled or whatever. And it's just her kind of vamping for a minute, giving the stupid poem like, oh, blah, 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 boil, bubble, trouble, hubble, whatever. But she kind of makes a statement at the end that's basically says that the players are making some kind of choice. And she presented two different like cards. And they had like different card backs, I think, on them. So I think what's going to end up happening, it sounds like the community is going to end up choosing which expansion gets released next. That's the way I'm taking it. I feel like they probably have two in the pipeline, and they're going to like let the fans vote or something. So that's interesting, I guess. At least it's interactive. I mean, that's just me guessing. I'm not sure what the active thing will be. But she said the word choice and the fates and presented options just constantly throughout this whole video.
Well, I guess that's neataroo.
Come on, Aaron, you gotta play it. You gotta get back into Hearthstone. Remember when you almost won that tournament?
Remember when fucking ACAT mind controlled my super beefed up ogre? I think I uninstalled from my phone. I was like, and that was my career, boys and girls. And I rode off into the sunset.
We ran a small friends Hearthstone tournament in our apartment, and it was just so unfair because some people just didn't have any cards. It was a mess.
So I guess we can talk about Diablo next. I feel like there's a lot that is potentially in the pipeline for this. I personally don't really care that much, but I know a lot of people care a lot about this because it's probably going to be a big announcement.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you really only care about, I think, 2 Blizzard games, I feel like.
Yeah, and that's why I'm putting them last.
But I'm interested to see the order, knowing your play schedule of which one comes last. But while we're talking about Diablo, your boy's going to kick down the door. I'm excited if they make a big announcement about that because I love Diablo.
Yeah, I'm hella excited because I've been playing Diablo 3 pretty on and off. Like, I played it on PS4 for a while. And to be fair, I still think PS4 Diablo's way better than PC Diablo.
I would have to agree.
It's so weird. Normally, that's never the case. Normally, it's the opposite. But so I got really far on PS4, but then I rebooted it on PC. And it's a really good time. But it's funny, like, how technically old this game is and how fresh it feels. So I'm curious, like, what is 4 gonna bring to the table that's gonna be so different than 3? Or like
fifth
how do they
level? People are gonna have their minds explode. The game is now 25% longer.
I'm hoping they make it harder because I really feel like Diablo 3 I could close my eyes and just kind of kill things without paying attention to what was there. Even when I would increase the difficulty and I'm like, oh, my paladin's just like destroying everything. So I honestly feel like 4 has to be announced. Looking at the store, looking at the Blink store that they're having at BlizzCon, there's just so much Diablo merch compared to last year when there was like maybe like 1/5 of the items we're seeing on the store right now.
Yeah, I think the most telling thing is that there are not one, 2 statues that are new for Diablo, and I feel like only important things get the statues. So
StarCraft has 2 statues.
I was gonna say there. I just
And
realized there are
StarCraft
two,
is
yeah.
bullshit.
Maybe they're gonna get a StarCraft 4. Okay. I mean, they're not going to. But
We're
maybe.
skipping over 3. It's 4 now.
They're like, we're actually combining StarCraft and Diablo, and that is StarCraft Diablo 4.
I've also heard a lot of rumors that Diablo 2, like people really want Diablo 2. I'm seeing like Reddit's like clamoring for it. Some of the leaks that I've seen are like Diablo 2 remastered. I never played any Diablo other than 3, so I really can't speak to it, but I really feel like people hold 2 in such high regards, kind of like how they hold StarCraft Brood Wars in such high regard over, StarCraft 2. So that would be cool, because, like, I'm always down to play a remastered game. They recently released the beta for Warcraft Reforged, so that's something too, Pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised. I could have like sworn on my life that we wouldn't have heard anything about that game until March 2020, as I have told Andrew several times.
I feel like March 2020 was the for sure. It's really, I mean, okay, so it's just the beta right now, but I think we're still on point for a March 2020 release.
I hope so at this point, just for the meme of it all that I've created.
What I'm interested in is looking at this BlizzCon map. There's not really. Is there even a Diablo demo on this map? I don't think there is.
I think
So,
it's in the Blizzard arcade in the basement. There's like Diablo down there somewhere, maybe.
I think it's just Diablo 2 and 1. Let's see, yeah, Diablo. Oh no, Diablo 3 demo is also down there. But there is this empty space by Hall D, which last year they used for Diablo Immortal. So I wouldn't be surprised if they used that for like Diablo 4 demos if they had any available, Because
Now,
literally,
in the face of the whole controversy with China and Hearthstone and Diablo Immortal's own shitstorm, do you think that's even coming back this year?
So what are you talking about?
Like, do you think there will be phones set up for the demo again? Did it come out? After such the thrashing it got last year, I've heard nothing about it.
I mean, to be fair, like the three of us are not phone gamers either, so we wouldn't really know. But I think it is out, honestly.
no, Diablo Immortal has not been released yet. And it has not been talked about at all. They were keeping
Whoa.
it.
I actually did not know this. Like that's crazy
Yeah.
to me.
Like I go through like the forums as my job, and I have not seen it mentioned or even complained about. I think it was just like smothered in the hotel room in Anaheim last year.
No, yeah, they kind of dropped all talking about it. I would not be surprised if we're at the opening ceremonies and they kind of just like slip it in like in one sentence, like, and here's here's Diablo 4, and then also by the way, Diablo Mobile is now out on your phones right now. Go get it right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like having like a release immediately coinciding with Diablo 4 coming out to help build hype for it, because they want to avoid all their booze.
I think it would be funny though if they start the Diablo like opening ceremony session with just talking about how Diablo Immortals is out now, but then immediately lead into like the real announcement. But like after like a little bit of silence for people to like get their boo out or whatever.
Oh man, that's so risky. But
Exactly.
I think
They want that emotional roller coaster. They want to get you feeling so bad and so low and be like, JKZs. And then like have Diablo come out and announce it himself.
I mean, because that's what everyone was expecting last year. I mean, if they would have, I don't know. Like that, everyone was hyped for 4 last year, and then they slapped us in the face with that instead.
Did you say Diablo himself was gonna come out and announce
Yes.
it? Hey guys.
The king of demons himself will come out, stomp his big hooves, and be like,
I heard you like computer games.
and people
I
will
heard you guys
backflip.
all have computers.
We do! We all have computers!
Yes, Diablo.
Who wants to go see Ball?
And everyone's like, I don't really want to see Ball.
Oh, no, come on, it'll be great. Come over here.
And you have to like walk across the convention floor and just like,
See, there's Ball.
don't do this to me, Diablo. It's so embarrassing.
Now, this isn't really a game prediction, but one thing that I love about this new BlizzCon setup. So we've gone. Me and Amin have gone the last 2 years. This will be our 3rd year, so we have a little bit of experience in looking at this BlizzCon map. And one thing that I like a lot is that Hall E is now the Blizzard Arcade, which I think we mentioned last week a little bit. But last year and the year before, Hearthstone was basically banished to the basement. Like it was in a really weird area you had to get to, and it was kind of out of the way, so nobody was really ever there. And it just felt like it was a lot of unused space, and we would go there and like drink StarCraft beers and play Hearthstone against each other and get mad at it. But now they've replaced it with the Blizzard Arcade, which I think sounds way cooler than just like Hearthstone. Basically, they have released all of their old games in like demo form, so you can play like Rock and Roll Racing or Lost of Vikings, and just have a nice area to just hang out and chill when your feet hurt.
I also think that this is very cool because Hearthstone gets its own real stage with a real tournament, right? It's not that bullshit like, oh, here are teams of 3 against teams of 3 for nothing really.
Well, I don't know what their tournament style is gonna be again. I really hope they don't do that stupid 3 team thing. I really didn't like that. But also, don't forget, Heroes of the Storm had to die. Hearthstone has stolen Heroes of the Storm stage. That is where the HCG was before they pulled the rug out from them.
Did HOTS ever truly live, though?
People were in the crowd for the HCG. They were popping at BlizzCon at least. I don't know about any other areas, but at BlizzCon at least, people were watching.
And I mean, they were always pretty popular during that time of year when they did Heroes of the Dorm. So like, it had like a following. I mean, it probably still has a following, but like, it definitely had all the wind taking out of it.
I always see Heroes of the Storm sort of like when you see like someone fail on Ninja Warrior and you're like eating chips off your chest, like, what a bunch of idiots. Like, I'm like, no one loves that game. And you probably look and there's probably like 1 million players every day. And I'm still like, only 1 million?
That's nothing. I honestly feel like they made so many good changes with this map. Along with the Blizzard Arcade being downstairs, the Darkmoon Fair used to have 2 stages. It was the Epic stage and the was it Legendary stage, and it made it so much cramped in there because there's so many cool things in there. There's like Christy Golden's hanging out for her book signing. Usually you can trade all the pins. You can go through all the loot crates, which these loot crates this year are gonna be insane. $40 will get you what? Like a big grab bag of mystery items. And last year they could contain TCG cards. And apparently this year they're guaranteed to contain one promotional code item for World of Warcraft, which I think ranges from TCG to like mounts and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like that also just is like a more streamlined version of getting something like a Spectral Tiger if like you are very lucky.
Yes, but most importantly, they finally moved that other stage out. So like now there's gonna be so much more space in there. Though I do remember last year so you guys know how like Borealis has like that awesome music going to it. They hired the band that plays that music to perform at one of the stages, and I was sitting up there drunk off StarCraft beers, just watching these like 13 German men in lederhosen perform the Borealis theme song, and it was so fucking cool, but also so fucking weird. And then they also moved StarCraft from one of the regular stages. They moved it into the Overwatch arena. So now we're gonna, I think, trade off days. I think StarCraft's gonna be Friday and Overwatch is gonna be Saturday or Saturday. Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna go, if I remember correctly. There's a lot of good overall cool changes.
We're definitely learning on year, what is it, 15?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're constantly growing, so they have so much to figure out, you know. And who knows if they add any new IPs? Which, what do you guys think is the chance of us getting anything new? High, low, mediocre? Mediocre.
I'm gonna say I don't think there will be any like straight up new like big like new franchise IP. I feel like we will have big announcements within all of the existing ones. So
I would have to agree. And not saying like they have to keep to some magic code any amount of time, but it took them like a decade, like to 15 years to create a new IP between, I think the last one was StarCraft and then to Overwatch. I guess HOTS.
I mean,
and
yeah,
Hearthstone technically.
yeah, you're
count,
forgetting those
but
two. Yeah.
I see them within the world of the other two, but yeah, it seems like it's too soon considering Overwatch was only 3 to 4 years old. I thought.
I'm holding out hope. It's happening. We're gonna get a new IP. You can put this in my predictions Excel spreadsheet. One new IP, please.
I'm
I
just
don't know
gonna
what genre it
say
would be.
It's going to be Blackthorn. We're going to get a Blackthorn revival.
We are getting Blackthorn themed auto chess.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
auto chess is still hot. I think they still have a chance to hop on this. Now, would it be hot auto auto chess? Would it be StarCraft auto chess? Do you think they would they roll the bones on that one?
I think
Did
it's
I
going to be
fucking
Blackthorn
stutter?
themed. I think we're going to get Blackthorn. We're going to get the orcs, the elves. Oh, what do you want for a fourth piece? Just kidding. There's only 3 characters in that game. Blackthorn.
All right, I guess put it in the spreadsheet. Blackthorn auto chess.
He holds his shotgun
this.
in his pants with his butt cheeks.
Don't we all hold that in our butt cheeks?
Well, in honor of this podcast officially being a WoW podcast, I will save that for last, and we will put our penultimate discussion as Overwatch.
Does that mean that you wanted to do WoW before Overwatch in your heart of hearts?
I plead the fifth on this.
Fucking gross. What's
Immune
wrong with
is
you?
getting texts from his secret Overwatch friends that we're not allowed to talk to lest we embarrass him. They're trying to influence the course of this show. Hasn't Blizzard Products had enough collusion?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, is the ESPN leak of Overwatch real? Yes or no? My answer is probably.
I think
Is
it
this
has to be real.
for
I feel like
Overwatch
ESPN
2?
fucking reporting about it means that it has to be real, I feel. And it's like, seems pretty reputable. I think we're getting Overwatch 2. Although, in my opinion, I think it'll be Overwatch 2.0. It'll be a patch within the current game, and it will be like additional game modes. So it'll be like your PvE version of Overwatch with more lore. And by more lore, I mean lore, period, because
Yeah,
we haven't
literally
really had
any.
any.
I just really hope the name isn't just Overwatch 2, because that feels like a really bad name to me. Because the minute you hear, like, this game is, like, the sequel to, the first game becomes obsolete. And we don't think it's going to happen, right? Like, we feel like Overwatch is just going to become the competitive one that you do for, like, you know, multiplayer stuff. And the second game will be, like, single player. So they can't call it 2. It's not really a sequel, is it?
No, yeah, that's why I said I feel like it'll just be a patch of Overwatch, and it will include a
Yeah.
PvE single player version.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a whole separate game. I don't think it'll be a patch. This seems to have so much build-up just to be a patch to me.
Well, maybe it'll be like an expansion, if you will, then.
I guess I didn't think about it being an expansion. That is... I mean, it's not too crazy, I guess.
I mean, I feel like it's because if you think about it, they already have Overwatch League. They put a lot of money and time into that, so I feel like the current PvP version of the game is more or less going to remain the way it is. But I feel like anything they do will be additional and like within the same universe, but different, like an offshoot. And as we said, PvE. I know that some people are saying it'll be like Left 4 Dead style, like maybe like you and a few friends, like the Uprising events, teaming up like in lore situations. I feel like that'd be cool.
Yeah,
It was Left 4 Dead 2.
if anything with like StarCraft and stuff has shown is Blizzard's not afraid to be like, let us just continuously build on this thing that is X amount of years old, and like there's no need to replace it. Even though I guess that's the second one of the series, but
Oh, wow, the expansion idea really fucked me up. That's not a bad idea, I don't think. I think I like it. And if it's Left 4 Dead 2 based, like that kind of gameplay, I will shit myself live at the ceremony. That would be so cool. I miss gameplay from like Left 4 Dead 2, just playing with friends, endless zombies. Ugh.
And then you can
yelling at
become like
idiots.
Orissas and Bastions and stuff like that randomly to like then. So like you're going through your adventure and then it becomes PvP real quick.
I love this.
For her wet and wild Overwatch opinion, here's a fictional Warcraft character.
Hello, everyone. Growlina here. Normally, I come in and I introduce where I am. 9 out of 10 times, it's Borealis, because your girl doesn't really like to adventure when she doesn't need to. But today, I'm coming to you from the studio to thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening and supporting us. We're just 3 crazy kids from the Midwest and a magic wolf woman that started this just to have fun and put our voices into some sort of creative medium because our YouTube wrestling show was too difficult to make. But we've picked up fans, we've interacted with the community, and it really means a lot to us that you listen because, and Aaron always jokes that he thought it was just gonna be his mom listening to it. But I'm so proud to say that she has not even listened to 1 episode. She's more of an EverQuest person herself. Well, I'm gonna give it back to the boys so that you don't beat me up for being too sappy. But thank you for all that you've done for us. And we hope in 2020, and I guess this last month, 2 months rather, of 2019, to continue to give back to you. Growlina out.
Growlina, stop it. Stop it.
What a dirty gal. Am I right or am I right?
That's like my daughter. I don't appreciate you talking about her like that.
I guess before we get into what we think's gonna happen in WoW, I feel like we're not spooky enough right now. Like, we gotta spook it up right now. You know, it's gonna be actually, technically, when this comes out, it'll be November, so it's gonna be past Halloween. But there's gonna be spooky residuals, right?
Yeah, and as we said in our last episode, the spookiness was just beginning. And I guess it's going to have to conclude in this episode, because after this episode, Halloween will be over. But hold on to this now, as we get spooky for a second here.
Well, I guess and I'm going to pull my 100,000 copper necropolis.
My name is Kalthuzar, and after years in the phylactery, I'm in the mood for some entertainment. Welcome to the 100,000 copper necropolis!
The ultimate spook.
Whoa, what? Talk about a ghost of the past.
I'm over here clutching my pearls in fear because I don't even know what that is. Get that out of here.
So instead of playing our usual time warp, we're going to play Spooky with 100,000 copper necropolis, which is the equivalent of 5 gold. So if these two can answer these 6 questions correctly in pyramid style, I will send each of them 5 gold and further go into the dredges of Portum, because I only have 840k gold.
Only.
Ooh.
I honor your sacrifice for this donation.
So let's see, we have 60 seconds, and they're going to have 6 prompts to go to. I'm going to hand Immune this notebook, and you will just flip through each page. Don't look at it now. You will flip through each page for the 6 prompts, and I'll tell you if you got it right.
Okay, so for clarification, I cannot say the word on here. I just have to get him to say it without saying it.
Okay, are you guys ready?
I am ready.
Yes.
Olmec, put a minute on the clock. Yes. Okay, ready, steady, start.
Okay, these were in the Legion expansion. Every spec had one.
Legion artifacts.
Correct.
Okay, so you are at the place where we are going, or currently at as of the release of this episode, and
Anaheim,
there are
California, BlizzCon.
a lot of events that are happening. Just
Convention
like,
Center, Convention Hall.
just in general, just like, okay, so you could go to the
Dark Moon Fair.
Dark Moon Fair. You could watch StarCraft. You could
Halls. BlizzCon 2019.
So-
Anaheim.
It's like activities is what. Oh man. Okay, so I am a spooky thing that lives under the water and
N'Zoth.
So I do kind of want you to try to finish this last one because I think this one's funny.
Okay.
we follow our queen, and
The
she
Naga.
can do no wrong, and we are gonna kill you now, and we have spears sometimes, and we can do magic things sometimes.
The Naga? The Ann Cohen?
It's just shit Naga say.
Okay.
So I was really hoping you'd be like, it's you and me and my guards, or like Athanel, I need you, or some of them. Just they're so quotable. I love those little fuckers. But yeah, you guys got two. I'll give you guys the BlizzCon one. It was things to do at BlizzCon. I felt that was maybe a little too hard to guess.
I see.
I guess the ones that we were going to get to eventually were famous mages, things in Dalaran, ways to die in World of Warcraft, and that's all.
Thanks, Kel'Thuzad, for letting us use your necropolis, and now I don't have to give them 5 gold.
Aw, beans. I could sure use it for that kidney transplant.
But I am gonna drink because I want to drink, and BlizzCon's tomorrow, so I guess here, wait, clink for the cheers. There we go, perfect.
I'm drinking.
Oh, I just
too.
spilled on our cat.
No, Illyria's trying to catch the drips.
Okay, so now we talk about the main event, the main course, the big one, the big bazooba, the yabo to end all yabos. What's gonna happen in fucking World of Warcraft? What do you guys fucking think?
Okay, well, obviously we are getting the 9.0 announcement that is inevitable.
Is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
it has to be, right?
Is it? It seems.
I feel like, yeah, it's been like clockwork that every 2 years we get that announcement, but I guess they could switch it up.
The only reason why we may not is they have just talked about the fact that 8.3 exists. And while like we and fellow like shitbirds on the internet know everything that's going to happen, the general consumer doesn't. So it would be weird to be like, who knows what's going to happen to Ny'alotha? And then like 9.0 opens up with like, it's been 2 months since we killed N'Zoth. And it's like, what? The timing just feels weird with it.
I think this timeline might actually line up with how they announced Legion. I think they generally go into this having the 8.3 patch ready, and then they'll just completely skip over it and talk about the next one. It feels really disjointed and weird, though. It's like, all right, 8.3 is going to be out in January. It's like, awesome. But let's talk about what's going to happen in a year. Way ahead of that. I feel like it's kind of a bad system because it just kind of ruins the current patch you're about to be playing. You know what I mean? But I think they can still do like panels on like what's gonna happen in 8.3 and still give us like that sweet cinematic trailer. Though if I remember correctly, there was something weird about last year with the trailer. When they did the Legion trailer, wasn't that the only time that we got 2 cinematics at BlizzCon, if I remember correctly? I think we had the Legion opening trailer and there was another trailer like the lead into Legion that wasn't just like the opening.
So are you talking about what we actually saw? Because if that's the case, it was BFA.
Yes. What did we actually see? I don't remember.
Well, we were there and they showed like the start to BFA cinematic, like the one where it's the Alliance attacking the Sylvanas at the Undercity.
Oh yeah, I remember now. It was that we don't normally get those at that BlizzCon, right? They always announce it without the cinematic, and the cinematic will come when the game launches, right? I think that's how it's always worked, if I remember correctly. I remember it being like monumental for some reason, and I'm kind of hoping they do that again because it builds such hype when you get to see that shit, you know?
It did leave me with a weird feeling though, because it's like here's this cool attack on Undercity, and then I had to wait so long. Even when like
my God,
when like 8.0 was coming out to even do Undercity.
That was a very odd wait. So what do you guys think? Are we getting Shadowlands? Are we getting the Lich King? Are we gonna get something else? I really honestly feel like all signs are truly pointing to some kind of like Lich King expansion again. But I've seen curveballs thrown before.
I mean, in reality, it could be a combination of both of those things that you just said.
Sure, but what would what would it be called? You know what I mean? Like it's a combination, but what do you think the main theme is gonna be?
I think World of Warcraft Shadowlands probably.
I could see it like World of Warcraft Plains of the Dead or something like that, or like Plains of the Damned, except they'd never say a curse word in their
Ooh.
title. That's like incredibly bad for marketing. But like, yeah, like plain, just something like snappy. Although I guess they have gone on and been like, you fight the Burning Legion in this one. What's it called, Blizzard? It's called Legion.
I hope it's not just called Shadowlands because I don't think I like how that sounds. It sounds weird to me. It just doesn't flow as well as all the other names do.
I'm just going through my head which of them are flowy and which of them are like this is the thing that happens. And more often than not, it's poetic. I think Cataclysm and Legion are the only ones where it's like this is what this was.
Well, and even with Kata, at least Kata is like what 5 syllables. Cataclysmic, it's 4. Whereas Shadowlands is just 3, and Legion is just 1. But the rest are super long. Wrath of the Lich King, the Burning Legion, Worlds of Draenor, Battle for Azeroth. I want like a nice longer one. I don't know why, but it seems better when they're longer to me. So if it is like Plains of the Damned, that's actually a really fucking cool name. Like I love that name.
I'm gonna go make
You
it.
should work for Blizzard.
I'm gonna create my own. Exactly. I'm working for Blizzard now. I'm shutting this down.
Watch it just be like Return of the Lich King.
Return of the Jedi.
I was I was in my head when I was trying to think of something. It was gonna be like Curse of Bolvar. I'm like, I feel like he's not cursing us, and it'd be weird to specifically be like, "Oh, he's back, ladies and germs."
No, I see it now. I see it appear on the screen. World of Warcraft. Bolvar's back, baby.
Bolvar's
I just hope
back.
the box art needs to be him staring at his hands, screaming like that fucking loading screen in the screen. Ah!
I like that
Ah!
the go-to for Northrend even before you know who or what he is. So when we were baby children, we would watch it. I'd be like, "Who's this man screaming at his hands?"
He's so afraid of him. So there's an order to how these expansions release, right? Like when it goes between hero class being released, we had the Death Knights come out in Lich King, right? And then Cataclysm. Did we get? Yeah, we had Goblins and Worgen.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we had Pandaria. That gave us pandas and
Yeah, it
monks.
gave us a new race and a new class.
And then what did Warlords give us? Did we get anything new in Warlords?
Nothing. It's part of
Garrisons.
It's part of its big stinky legacy.
Table mission.
Shit. Well, that's weird. All right, Legion. We got Demon
Selfie
Hunters.
cameras.
It did give us table missions, which have shown up in every expansion since.
Legion gave us Demon Hunters. BFA gave us
Like
anything off the
infinity allied races.
yeah, but not off the bat, right? It didn't release with anything. I'm trying to think.
No, not that I'm thinking of.
No.
Because allied
I mean-
races came in
oh!
what, like 8.1?
No, yeah, no. We had allied races come at the end of Legion. Remember, we had the High Mountain Torrent, and we had the
You couldn't
Lightforge
be
Draenei.
them in Legion. I mean, they
Yeah,
existed,
no,
but
it came out right when Legion ended. Like as it was winding down, you could grind up the reps for the stuff, and then you had that
yeah.
pre BFA, like maybe like so technically allied races. So if you just throw out Warlords from that equation, does that mean we're due for a new class? Possibly the Tinkers.
Ba 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 ba.
Womp,
put Gazlo-
womp.
Gazlo's in as the Goblins' head cartel leader. I don't know what Gelbin's doing, but he's got to get fixed up probably in 8.3, right? What if
Yeah.
these two just combine heads, work it out, make Tinkers?
I mean, didn't they say in the? Well, I think this might be a spoiler, but I think they announced somewhere that Gelbin is the king of all gnomes, right? Like including the mechagnomes.
Yeah. That was data mined. You're right. Oh,
Do
baby.
we have a model for him yet? Is he mechanized? Or did he just come back as flesh?
I think he's just flesh now. I mean, same as always. Not really anything different.
Yeah, but I think they were saying that the mechagnomes are still gnomes and like they all respect him.
it's interesting in the Mechanome intro. Like after we take Mechagon, like, finally we can all live. Prince Robin from Teen Titans is like, it's time for us to all pack up and leave to go live in Azeroth. And they're like, what? Like, we just fought this big war to get our house back. Nope, time to move. You're just gnomes now. You're second-class citizens.
What if the gnomes set up shop? Like, we just moved to Mechagon. Like, there's no reason not to, right?
Yeah, it's the vastly better city. I think Nomergon will never beat it.
I guess with a combined intelligence and power of gnomes and mechagnomes, we could probably easily now take back Nomergon. Because, like, I think that'd be infinitely better than moving to Mechagon. Because we need to fucking finally clean that place out, man. It's been so long. What are we waiting for?
I guess alternatively, the other path would be for the gnomes to go to Mechagon, take like the king's area and turn that into a city.
Maybe just build up on the wasteland that we have there. Make the trash island a beautiful, bustling city.
I'd go for it.
And kick out all the fucking horde. That's what we do. We kick the horde out of Mechagon, just like we got booted out of Suramar. Fair's fair.
What other big things are you thinking of for Warcraft? Or do you think a 9.0 will pretty much be like the thing?
I think that'll definitely be most of it. I think we'll get a cinematic as well. I don't exactly know what. I feel like if the spoiler leak is true, it'll be some kind of cinematic that involves Bolvar.
Will this be the year that we get player housing? Will player housing ever happen in this game?
You know, I'm confused. Why does everyone always talk about this?
Why is it a thing people really want?
Because look at the fucking Vulpera racial. Look how cool that shit is. You set up camp wherever you want. You Hearthstone to it whenever you want. Imagine being able to build your own little home base anywhere in Azeroth and being able to hearth back to it. That sounds rad, does it not?
I mean, I will say, young Alex, when he was a RuneScapeaholic, loved his house that he crafted.
I feel like your air quotes house would have to be like a nice chair and a dinner table, and that's it. Otherwise, people would be like, I'm going to build my house right in front of your house. So you're trapped in your house now, bud. Or,
no, but see,
or
what
like,
if...
I'm going to, like, if they can't, it can't work if it's a physical item we can't walk through.
They can make it like garrisons. You set up your house, and nobody else can see it unless you're in their party or raid group. So just like it won't create any like thing. Because think about it, if every WoW player had a house that we all could see, the landscape would be a fucking mess. It'd be awful to look at. But if they made it like that, where it faces just to you and a party, then you could have your house wherever the fuck you want with like limitations and be able to enjoy it with you and your friends still.
So yeah, so the way that they handled that in RuneScape was that they had like different neighborhoods, if you will, around the world, where it was like set up like the Dark Moon Fair portal is next to a place, and you would go through that portal and it would go to your house, and then your house was as if it were in that area. So it'd be like if you wanted to live like in Elwyn Forest, like set up a house there, there'd be a portal for a neighborhood, if you will, in that area. Or if you wanted to be in Dunmore, there would be one there. Like something like that.
Was this for members?
Yes.
Big money Immune over here showing off.
Okay,
Yeah,
listen,
Immune's
bitches, it was
flashing his
$5.
Girl, I couldn't afford that. My parents said we get to pay for one thing, and you know I needed that hot Napster hookup.
If I would have asked for $5 a month, I would have gotten beaten 5 minutes of my life every day.
I mean, okay, so like in comparison, we had friends our age that were asking for straight up WoW, which is 3 times as much, and I may or may not have tricked my parents into just like thing not knowing it was a subscription.
Oh no! Listen,
Did you
busy.
ask them for allowance every month and like you put it in the CD tray?
No, I think I like asked them to hook me up with like a year or something at the beginning, and then it rolled over.
Man, oh, you fucking tricksy bastard. I'm over here playing Habbo Hotel, scrounging for cash to go to the store to buy one of those little gift cards to give myself, to give me Habbo coins, okay?
I was beating children up on CartoonNetwork.com to try and get some gifs and gifs and gibbles and jambles. Someone stole my 88 Fingers Edward at the auction, and I'm a changed man because
Oh
of it.
no.
Some adult scammed me.
Some 40-year-old dad. I'm gonna fuck this kid over right now. Can we talk about the pins? The pins at this BlizzCon? So if you're unfamiliar, every BlizzCon, well, not every BlizzCon, but for the past there's been 6 series of BlizzCon pins that people love trading at the Darkmoon Fair, and I feel like this series 6, is the best series I've ever seen of pins. There's so many good characters, so much good artwork, and they have so many of my boys and girls.
You know, I agree, and I feel like Aaron probably agrees as well, because their premier pin right in front is yo boy, Gen Greymane.
Genzaddy.
We got Gen Greymane, we got Butcher, we got Orisa, we got, oh god, who's that next to Orisa?
I thought that was just Orisa again. I thought they had a low angle and then a lower angle.
I can't zoom in on it, so I really can't tell who this is. So it's funny that like this pin set rules, and then we're like, who the fuck's next to Orisa? I'm assuming it's a StarCraft character that I just don't know.
Exactly.
Anyway, so we got Zenyatta, awesome. We got Noyotron, hell yeah. Gelbin, we got the monk from Diablo, Moira, and we have
It's the Heroes of the Storm.
Orpheon,
Yeah.
Ophelia.
yeah, it's
whatever.
one
Who
of
cares
their
about her?
OCs.
It's a fucking League of Legends character. Get her out of here. We don't want OCs. Boo. What's interesting, I think, there's no Horde pins on this one. Both World of Warcraft pins went to the Alliance, and the Hearthstone pin is just a neutral robot. Isn't that weird?
They get to have the actual game itself, so they're throwing us the pin set.
You know, I'm surprised that we didn't get a pin that was just a horse.
The pin trading system, if you sign up as Alliance on your badge, is we give you 3 horses, and you can trade for a possible 9 other horses.
Yo, I cannot tell. If you guys know who this guy is between Orisa and Zenyatta on the Blink.com Gear Blizzard store, please let me know, because I have no clue, and I hate not knowing who characters are in pins.
So, while we're talking about the Blink store, I say, in the theme of our last spooky episode of the year,
Oh!
let's all name our spookiest Blink item. And by that, I mean probably the weirdest or worst or... I mean, maybe spooky's good. So just one you guys want to note, I guess.
I will go first. It's me, the return of Spooky Aaron, here to remind you all that for 20 United States dollars, you can get the Diablo Lord of Terror puzzle.
Ah!
Oh, God!
For Diablo, the youngest of the primevals and fearless Lord of Terror, has returned from the unfathomable abyss. And he could honestly use a little help piecing himself back together. Up for a challenge? It's only 75 pieces.
Count Chocula is so fucking scary right now.
Most of the puzzle is black, because he's in the shadow.
Oh god, that truly is spooky. A puzzle that's like all the same color.
Fuck that. That's mean and
Yes.
spooky.
For $20, you can entertain a bored child on a rainy day for 1 hour. Maybe. Actually, that would require they only place 1 piece a minute, so maybe a half hour to 20 minutes.
Okay, your boy Immunization is coming in with his spooky Blink item. And I was just very shocked. Like, I was like scrolling through this Blink store and I'm like, everything's like, yeah, that makes sense. And then it's all of a sudden I get to the section of skateboards. And I will say, like, in particular, we have this Deathwing themed skateboard deck, which, like, it's legitimately kind of spooky. It's kind of Halloween themed. It's like red and orange and yellow in its colors, and like this is Deathwing on a skateboard.
No, I'm not a skateboarder, though I always wish that I was. Does the deck mean it comes with no wheels and just the wooden part?
Yes,
I do believe
it is
so,
just
yeah.
the wooden part.
So I can't even buy this and grind out a sick Ollie at BlizzCon?
Front side ollie, yeah.
Like when I buy this, it's just gonna be the board. I can't even use it. I can't even. It's kind of lame. That's honestly spooky.
Very spooky.
Just like a ghost, your wheels are invisible because they're not there. We didn't sell them to you.
Alternatively, we take it back to the Midwest and use it as a snowboard.
Surfs up on the California beaches with your wet wooden boogie board.
Oh God, this voice is killing me. All right, I think I have truly the spookiest item here. For $10, you can own the Funko Pop plush White Reaper. And I was remembering last week when Immune was like, "White? What do you mean white?" It's WIGHT, but when you say it, it just sounds so wrong. And the description is, "Who's the cutest little killing machine?" That's right, Funko Pop plush White Reaper, of course. It's like White Reaper is known for his reasonable, squishable form, and it's just like a weird ass. Like he has no legs. His bottom is like that classic Beanie Baby. Remember in the '90s there were those Beanie Baby slammers? If you slammed their ass, they would like talk. Say some weird catchphrases.
Is that part of the gay agenda? Introducing children's toys where you have to slam their ass to get them to work.
It was a weird phenomenon, and he seems like he has no legs. It's just like a weird, I don't know how to, a stump. His bottom half is a stump, and it's a White Reaper. And it's funny because it's also just a White Reaper, like WHIT, and everything about it just kind of feels off. His proportions feel wrong. His face has like a weird like aardvark like snout to it. Like, I really don't like how it looks.
I mean, I don't know what else you expected. It is a Funko Pop after all.
But it's like a Funko Pop plush. Since when do they make plushes? Is this new? Is this only for WoW?
Yeah, I don't know.
I hate to be that guy, but I do have a Funko Pop plush that is staring at me right now.
What is it? Is it White Reaper?
No, it's Sombra. Just standard brown and purple.
Wait, so is
Sombra.
her butt, are her legs also a weird stump?
Yes.
Or does she have legs?
It is.
Oh,
it
God.
is just a rounded thing that she stands on.
That's interesting. I don't know if I ever even knew these existed, though.
Oh yeah, same.
Kate got it for me because she knew that I really like Sombra, and there she is, sitting next to Vector and one of the tall elephant guys from Mass Effect. I have an interesting little plush area there. Mass Effect! Talk about a real zombie of a series! Blah!
Mass Effect. If you want to get real spooky, Mass Effect Andromeda. Whoa! No, please! That was a very good spooky segment. I'm glad you included that because we needed to spook it up. Halloween is so close.
And with that, I say the spookiness concludes.
It's over. We've packed it up into boxes. Thanks for listening. Thanks for dealing with 2 weeks of shrieks and scares. But it's over now.
Don't forget to play your Rhythm and Booze CD that you get out of Frankenberry, Count Chocula, and Boo Berry cereal boxes in 1998. Thank you. But I think now we can move into our sexiest NPC of the week.
Ooh. More like boo.
No, the spookiness concluded.
The spookiness
Oh yeah,
is over.
yeah. This NPC isn't spooky at all. In fact, she's fucking hot. Let me fucking tell you.
Yeah,
This
she's
week's NPC,
fucking spicy.
This power pose. Oh my god. This week's sexiest NPC of the week is none other than Elise Starsika.
Ooh, chow.
Ooh, and let me just say, in honor of BlizzCon 2019, we chose none other than Elise, who happens to be one of the poster childs of this year.
It was a tough race between her and some random white guy from StarCraft, but she just managed to scoot her way in.
She managed to be the rare exception of a Hearthstone/WoW
crossover, but like
crossover. I'm drunk.
But she went the other way, right? Was she in WoW before Hearthstone or no?
No,
No.
she was in Hearthstone first. She started in Hearthstone. Her, Reno Jackson, and Sir Murgle, and they added these three to their like a daily quest in Mechagon. So they're hanging out there, and that put her officially on the list of eligible bachelors to be on Sexiest NPC of the Week. And first of all, let's just start. She's got a fucking whip. You know she's into some crazy shit.
Second of all, she got them accessories, girl. She got them sassy glasses. I think she might be one of the only people with glasses in the WoWverse.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, and I honestly think you're right, because I don't count
There's, like-
goggles as glasses.
There's like a monocle every so often, but people don't have bifocals for whatever reason.
Yeah, so we have the sexy and smart NPC up in here.
One thing I will say that does worry me is, at first glance, whenever I see anybody wearing an armband, I'm like, Nazi. And her armband does that same reaction for me. It's like, oh god, what is she? Oh, it's an X. Okay, I'm assuming that means something Explorers.
I see
League,
Explorers
probably.
League.
But I don't like how vague it is.
The first thing I noticed when I saw her is she has some sort of knife or something on her hip that is the same color in this illustration as her skin. So I'm like, this bitch got a tail. I know she ain't no Draenei. Why she got a tail?
Yeah, what is that? Is that a knife?
I think it's like a purple knife.
Huh, it's hard to tell in this picture, but I think it is.
Growlina has gone around to her Tuchus and can confirm that there is no tail sprouting from it, but it is nice and shapely.
Alternatively, it would just be a very, 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 very long ponytail.
Oh, is that what it is? Maybe that's probably what it is. Honestly,
Yeah, I think that's it.
I guess because like to be fair, I've never seen her from the backside. Because in Hearthstone, she's always from the front. Because she's a fucking card. And
She is
WoW,
a
I
2D
guess I never-
image.
Yeah, like I can't fucking enter space and time to see that shit. And in WoW, I've only seen her twice, so I guess I gotta check her out.
And I love checking her out. You catch my drift.
Oh, even in this picture, Reno's like hiding behind her to get a sweet glance. Like he's like faded out. Like what's he doing back there? Is he trying to creep a look at her? I see Immune's back there trying to find the backside of Blitz right now. What'd you
Immune
Google?
is ciphering.
I've been searching for a while. I cannot find a picture that reveals what this is. We'll just have to look in WoW the next time that she is there for the daily event in Mechagon.
But brains, sexiness, whip, hair, she's got it all. Elise Starspeaker, you're this week's sexiest NPC of the week, and I guess we'll give you your award when we see you at Mechagon, whenever that fucking happens again.
Or when
'Cause
you
you're
see
very
her-
rarely there.
Or when you see her at BlizzCon. She's confirmed to be there. She's going to show up. She's going to be like 7 feet tall, and you're going to be like, oh, this is a little... I didn't think how tall night elves actually are.
Step on me.
Step on me,
If-
Mom.
If I saw her, I'd be like, hey, it's down. Let's do Tiny Husband right now.
Pick me up, pick me up. Put me in that fucking dollhouse like
me.
in like Pokemon with Sabrina. Come on.
You must be Sabrina's good pal. Anime fall. Baby's tired, and he's got to go to work. So it's time to end this podcast with everyone's favorite, or at least I think it's everyone's, no one has told me otherwise, segment, Top Toot, Bottom Boot, and Medium Moot. So, Slide, we'll change things up. What is your TTBBMM?
I got a big old fucking fat bottom boot, and I'm pissed about
shit.
it.
Ah!
Sorry, I have a bottom boot. I am so goddamn tired of people in Nazjatar, people being the Horde, using the deep coral pod when they're the motherfucking bounty. I'm so tired of this. So as you know, or as you may not know, in Nazjatar, there is very frequently a bridge battle that happens between New Home, which is the Horde's stupid-ass name for their city, and Mesomir, which is the Alliance's great name for our city. And we always fight on this bridge, right? So the bounties of the Horde will sometimes I say, it's actually all the times, they will have the buff Deep Coral Pod, which you can loot from any like mushroom or whatever in Najatar. And it makes you, when you jump, you do like a ×5 float jump. So you're almost basically like flying away from everybody who can't get you because they're in combat, so they can't chase you. I feel like it's the same people every time using this Deep Coral Pod who just leap away with a bounty, it jump back in 5 steps to get back into their home base where they're safe. And everyone's like, oh, just why don't you use Deep Coral Pod? Because I'm not going to chase them by myself and get murdered by all the Horde protecting them. I feel like if you can't fly and you can't like do other things when you have the bounty, why should you be able to use this buff that allows you to basically get a free get out of jail free card? It's so fucking dumb, and I'm sick of it.
Boo.
I feel like every time I'm there, all the bounties have it. Knock it off, Blizzard. Make it unusable. Ban the item. Get rid of it. Thank you all for coming to my bottom boot. Immune, what is your TTBBMM of this week?
I will take Slidewhistle's bottom boot and flip it right over to the other side of a top
Ooh.
toot. And this week, the two of us were involved in a great fight on that said bridge. And it all started when we were chasing after somebody who used this, and our huge ass group of alliance that somehow formed all charged after this guy who tried to get away and hide in New Home. And somehow we had enough alliance people that we just like rolled through all of the guards, which is a whole nother problem. Why do the Horde get so many guards, but like Mesomir does not have anything? Anyways,
Yeah, we have like traders. Like the cabbage salesman goes to fight, and I'm like, he's not even a giant scrog. What happened?
right? Okay, so anyways, all this alliance, there were so many of us. We charged into New Home, took over, killed a few bounties, and we just like set up shop and we're like, this is our town now. And we were just there killing everyone for a while.
Oh yeah, we lived in New Home.
So yeah, I will say us reclaiming New Home and showing these losers who try to escape while they are a bounty using this deep coral bud or whatever, who's boss. Also, in the process, I got my kills in Najatar done, so I got my call to arms. So yeah, that's my top toot of the week. How about you, Aaron?
I have the most perplexing medium moot of my career.
Ooh.
It's actually not that perplexing. I'm very excited that the Blink store came out and has a bunch of cool items, including like the statues that you guys got for free for buying a ticket, but they're like $10 cheaper than the statues before. I'm like, that's neat. And a bunch of other cool stuff. But guess what? Cool stuff costs money. and I know I'm going to fall down that financial pitfall of buying too much cool stuff. And also, my dear gal pal Caitlin already said she got my Crimbus present. So I know.
Ooh, what do you think it's gonna? What is it? What's it gonna be?
It's none of this stuff. It'll be amazing because she's amazing and I love her. But I wish I could be like, take a look at this stuff.
Wait, you can just tell her to return it. Say, bitch, take this back right now and look at this shit instead.
Caitlin, I know you're listening to this because you said you keep up week to week because we're no longer seeing each other for 2 months. But so take whatever gift you got and actually keep it because it's probably very heartfelt and isn't like
Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back.
But if your mama if your mama wants to get me something, she can get me that that snowball backpack because that's really cool.
Oh my god, I kind of want to get that. I saw that and I was like,
you know it's gonna be so small. I can put like half a thermos of soup in there. Be like, this is my half a thermos of soup.
half a thermos, like you cut the thermos in half because it won't fit.
I mean, it is cool though. Like,
so having to consider, and last night we were literally just talking about like we have to budget things out, and here I am like $200 backpack for soup.
Perfect.
So dealing with those emotions deep inside me is my medium moot.
Medium moot. Now, before we end the show, I do have one alarming statement to make. I think now I can officially freak out. Where the fuck is the band announcement? Where's the motherfucking band? As of today, Tuesday, October 29th, we have heard nothing about who's playing. It's officially the longest time with no band announcement. What's going on? Oh my god. Like, do you guys think it has to do with the Hong Kong stuff? Do you think a band, like, pulled out and was like, listen, Blizzard,
That would
we
not
can't
surprise
perform
me.
there. We don't want this bad rep happening.
I will say my cousin Lights did say that she unstand, so maybe it was her.
Possible. Or
That's
do you
very
think the
true.
announcement is the announcement so big that they're keeping it hidden? They're gonna be like, and now here is Doja Cat. Doja Cat will perform the closing ceremony.
She's going to perform "Bitch I'm a Cow" with 2 3D models of Torin dancing next to her.
She just released, is it called Juicy? I think it's called Juicy. It's a pretty good song, even though she's pretty problematic. Maybe that's why. That's what it is, guys. It's Doja Cat. She's coming.
I have another distressing statement.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I saw
No.
I saw a video of a woman who had like a lower lip piercing, take the piercing out, and then slurp a spaghetti noodle up it without moving her face.
All right, so if you guys have any comments, complaints, questions, emails, oh God, what do you mean, Aaron? I don't.
She
what are you talking about?
lined it up with the hole and like slurped it up using her mouth, but it was through the hole in her lower lip, so she didn't have to move her face. So you see her
That's
just
not
looking at the camera, and then the spaghetti wiggles up into her face.
I thought we decided the spookiness was over, and yet the spookiness is now beginning to re-begin, and I hate it.
Well, while we're already
This-
talking about spooky spaghetti things, I need to make a statement.
Oh no, what's your statement?
Okay, so like last week, my coworker was eating some stir fry and it was noodles, and something funny was said, and she ended up snorting, and one of the noodles went up her nose, and she couldn't get it out for like almost a full day, and then she eventually sneezed it out.
A full day. She felt a needle living in her nostrils for a full 24 hours.
Yeah, she forgot about it after like half of a day, and then
How do you forget about a nose noodle?
but so then
It
she like
never
started
came
to get
out.
like a sinus ache, and she's like, I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's like the weather changing. And then she sneezed, and the noodle came out, and she's like, oh yeah, that's what it was.
Fuck, god damn it. Alright, that's it. It's getting too spooky. We gotta get out of here. Send any questions, comments, complaints, or your own nostril noodle stories, or I guess your orifice noodle stories, to do not relent pod at gmail.com, or tweet at us on Twitter at do not relent pod. Gemin of Darnassus has responded, and he has claimed his pride pin, so we just have to mail that out, but it's probably going to be another week because, you know, we're going to be in California or whatever.
Oh, we can do it on the way to the airport.
Okay, maybe we'll do that. What about you guys? Where can they find you people on the internets?
Well, you can find me, Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex, or you can follow our group Instagram on Instagram at Do Not Relent if you are a fan of the gram.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at The Big Cheesy on Twitter, and you can read my musings on LiveJournal at donotrelent.livejournal.com.
And with that, we're out of here. If you guys are going to be at BlizzCon, look for us on our shirts. There's only like a handful of you, so who knows? But we'll be there. Maybe trying to record something with people live. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna find somebody and make them record something with us at the Hilton Hotel. I'll find somebody. Trust me.
I can't wait to
what if I
edit
do it?
that.
What if I do it in like a Growlina voice? Hey, it's me. No, I'll try. I'll figure it out. But all right.
Just call me up. It'll be like 3 a.m. Just make sure to be like, okay, answer Growlina.
Hey. Hello, Robert.
Oh my god, it's her!
It's
Perfect.
me,
You know what?
Robert.
That's what I'm gonna do. But all right, we'll see you guys next week or at BlizzCon. And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.